to hear it as much, right, T? Except when I'm angry.
When you're mad, yeah.
Or we go out. We go out and had a couple cocktails. Kind of like, hey, Auntie Tira, and it really comes out big time. But embrace your accent. I think that's wonderful. If there's dialogue, I would just give everybody a heads up because sometimes they want to have like a neutral sound because they're selling something, here in the States. But no, I think we have lots of accent stuff. So yeah, own it. Don't make that scare you. I think it's great. Let's see here. With the intention of making a new one as soon as material. Oh, we missed something, Michael. If you have a great demo reel, but then lose a lot of weight, can you still use that demo with the intention of making a new one as soon as new material allows? Yeah, for sure. Michael says, let me put this up here so you can read it all. If you have a great demo reel, but then you lose a lot of weight, congratulations, Michael. What? Can you still use, yes, you're with the intention of making a new one? Just write in your submission notes, like I lost X amount of pounds, maybe attach, make sure you have new headshots for sure. But your reel is your work. That's okay. I think that's great. And congratulations on losing some weight. That's fantastic. Yay!
Yay! What's your secret?
What's that?
I said, what's your secret?
Yeah, what's your secret, guys? We want to know. We just don't eat. No, I'm just kidding. Just don't eat. Yeah, no, that's great. Congratulations. That's really great. Me and T and my whole team, we all try to like work on our fitness and staying in shape and eating healthy. So congratulations, Michael. Yay! Just makes you feel so much better, right?
For sure.
So happy. That's great. But yeah, no, use your demo and just write it in the submission notes. In fact, guys, learn from the submission notes. You should always have your submission notes say what you are, like what you are. Like if you're a basketball player and we're looking for basketball people, you should say, I've been playing basketball for 20 years. If you're a fancy dancer, write in there, I'm a salsa dancer. Or I'm a wedding dancer, whatever you're looking for. Which is me. It's a wedding dancer. But yeah, so very good questions here. How many people are you bringing in per role? Ashlyn is asking. Depends. It depends because sometimes some jobs we're casting 10 OCP and they're all the same age. So we're bringing in 300, something like that. But sometimes, 50 to 100 per role. And usually there's like thousands of submissions. So 3,000, something like that. I can pull that up. Would you guys like to see? Like to see some numbers? I'm right here at my computer with my wand placing spells on people. Oh, that looks cool, right?
It did.
I have magic wands. Aunt Jana bought that for the kids. Okay, I'm going to pull up some stuff to give you guys some numbers so you can kind of see. I think it's always good and refreshing to see how many people are submitting, how many people get called back. Let's play that game for a second. This is always fun to see. Okay, so PetSmart, we had, let's see how many submissions. This is you had to own a pet. So we had about 26, 5,000 submissions. It was really anyone and everyone 18 to 80, right? I think that was that. So we had, 5,000. Yeah. And we got, the callback was 60. So there you go, 60. And then let's see how many were scheduled. Let me go to my schedules and I can see. So schedules was PetSmart 317 were confirmed, 75 declines. These are good numbers. 75 declines. Wow. And maybe because they didn't have a dog, maybe they thought we'd provide the dog. It could be other reasons, but we do get declines. And 79 pending who didn't confirm. It's good to know these numbers. If you get an audition, man, embrace it. They're hard to come by. And then for the callback, again, we had 46, 79, 60, about 60, 70 callbacks. Oh, because couples. So 60, and then if you count individuals, it was 70 callbacks. So there's your numbers. 5,000 to 317 to,
Wow.
yeah, crazy numbers, right?
For
So there
sure.
you go. And that's PetSmart. That's a union job. Let's go to like a non-union job, kind of give you the difference, right? So non-union, Adobe Acrobat was non-union. So Adobe, we've got 18 to 25, so less, but no dogs. 18 to 25-year-olds, we have almost 4,000. It's a lot. Almost 4,000. And scheduled, a lot, 400. Because
Wow.
there's a lot of roles. We were casting, even though it's at 18 to 25, we were casting, there was a potential to cast, I think, a writer. It was like 6. So that's a lot. So 6, 6, that's a lot. There's your numbers. So we see a lot per role. I think we've said this before. Now that it's self-tapes, we're gonna be able to see more people, which is, I think, exciting. In the room, we can't see 317 in a day. We have, because
Right.
we open up our 2 rooms, but most people can't do that. So, yeah, long answer, but I felt like giving you all the details. I'm hot, and I don't have the fan on me.
Oh my God, how are you doing it?
Gosh, I don't know, man. I don't know, T. I'm trying. Woo, what'd you say?
Beach house.
I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. When are they gonna call and let me go back up there? Do you get many roles for older hip actors? Hey, hip, I love it. We do. PetSmart was older hip. Walnut that just went out was non-union, is older hip. I'm kind of looking at the roles. United Healthcare, totally older and hip. El Pollo Loco, no. Chase, older and hip. We get a lot. Guys, I can tell you right now is a great time for all ages. Almost every job, right, T?
Yeah, for sure.
We're seeing as young as 6. We're not going lower than 6, I think, right?
No.
No, have a casting. No babies or toddlers, right?
Yeah. Mm-mm.
So 6 to 100. We really mean that. Lots of these jobs have said we'll take any 80 to 100. So yes, hip actors. We post everything on LA Casting. So make sure that you're checking that a lot. Beyond that, we post everything to actors, agents, and managers. So you're all going to get a shot. So, and then you can hit me up if I've missed you, and I'll try my best. But post it, get on there, and even hit us up and write, "Hey, I'm the hip lady that asked about on your live." Do something interesting that'll make us stand out in your submissions as well, because 5,000 is a lot of people to get through. So, yeah. T, do you have any recommendations for lighting and background for self-tape? This is your thing.
Well, like we said before, because now you're able to kind of just play a little bit. So the background, if we're asking you to wash dishes, maybe be in the kitchen, things like that. Like just kind of use your space. As far as the lighting goes, you can get a ring light, like I have from Amazon. They have ones on there for like from 30 to 80. So and just make sure that you play with your lighting, like Dina did. If you don't have a tripod, just kind of like play with it and
play around to see what like even right now, like play with where you look the best light, because everywhere you turn around the room, it's all different, So exactly, play with your light. Go outside too. Play with your light outside, inside. See what's the best. If you have a good window that sheds a lot of light in, that's awesome. Yeah, play with that stuff because it really makes a difference, don't you think, T?
It definitely makes a difference.
You look so pretty. I haven't told you that today. You look really pretty.
Thank you. So
you do. Thanks. Your hair looks so good.
Thanks.
Guys, I'm not gonna lie. I went in a pool and I haven't done my hair, so that's why it looks like that.
She doesn't like her hair big. I like it big.
This is kind of like what's going on, though. Look, I tried to calm it down. It's not. We told you one day we're gonna come on big. Let's do our big hair. Your hair looks nice. I like how it's like curled like that. It looks great.
Thanks. I used a crimp iron.
Oh, that's what it is. It looks cute. I literally was like, oh my gosh, we're getting on live. And I was like, the curling iron was on, ready to help it. But I was like, forget, it's too hot. They'll forgive me.
Somebody said pool chic. See?
Pool chic. Right? All right. Do you want to, only if you say hi to everyone? Say, hey, everyone.
Hey, everyone.
Hi, Jack.
Hey.
Hi, Star.
Tell them what you said about my Zooms. You want to hear something? This is fascinating, you guys. So Scarlett now does Zoom class. So she's on Zoom all the time. And she said to me the second day, whew, sometimes these Zooms are really long and boring. Huh? I thought they were going to be, I said, yep. Sometimes they're long and boring. And she said, but then the third day she said, what'd you say? Tell them. Tell them. She said, I always thought that Zooms were going to be so fun and this was going to be so easy because you start out all of your Zooms like this. Hi!
That's hilarious.
I always thought it was so fun. And then Mike and I were like, yeah, make that be a lesson to you that always have good energy when you get it. Oh, she just got a Barbie doll, see?
Yes, with arms and legs that move.
Arms and legs that move, guys. And feet move.
And now I only have 2 of those Barbies, and they're very fun.
2. But make that be a lesson, guys. Like she was observing that. You know, there's days where me and T are, it can be, things can be crazy on our plates as well. And things happen in our own lives. And we put on that face and we're like, hi, hey, what's up, guys? We, you know, kill them with kindness. So that's what we always say. So if you're having a rough audition or if it's a tough crowd, kill them with kindness. One more, and that's it. And then you can watch a little something. That's how you parent.
Yeah, that's kind of like a couple of people that we had coming in last week. Everything else was great, but just like having that energy of like, we know that right now is a crazy time. You know, we have a lot of stuff going on. So just try not to bring that energy into the room. I know we can't say it enough, but it really shows. And we can see it. The directors can see it. Everyone can see it. So just make sure you kind of just leave that in the car when you walk in the building.
And it's true, like with what you said earlier about like, just be ready that sometimes they're going to be really long wait times. It's because internet connections are bad or things are just failing. It's nothing that, or people are just taking too long, like actors or clients or whatever it is. No one's perfect. But don't let that ruin your audition. Don't let that ruin your time where you just like spent all this time. And when I just showed you the numbers, it's like so many, it's hard to get an audition. So yeah. I think, don't, like I've said this before, be like selfish, and that's the wrong word, but it's what you need to be. It's like, I don't know if that's the word I'm trying to say, but it is. It's like this sense of like, I worked really hard to get this moment. Like, don't let wait times drag you down. Get like a video game in the background going. Silence your video while you're waiting on Zoom.
Yeah, you could be dancing before we come on.
Yeah, you could be doing so much stuff, playing board games, do whatever you want for that time. Just put it on the video on silence, and they'll hear when you pump it when they're ready to invite you in the room. You'll hear the person say hi. So yeah, just good energy. I think all around. It's a hard time now. People are getting real comfortable. Jobs are coming back. Everyone is just getting more comfortable again. So they're not as like, not forgiving is the word, but like, you know, it's like be grateful, I think, for, and we're telling ourselves the same thing. We're not lecturing at all. We're also going into opportunities the same way. We're like, you know what? Breathe through it. Smile through things. I do a lot of venting on text messages, guys. I send amazing gifts, me and Taryn, all day to each other. It's like how we get by.
Yes.
Did I look like that lady?
Yes, you look just like
Guys, that's the gift that I send every day. I'm gonna drop
That's hilarious.
Right? I like it. That's what I was like. That's what was happening in here. I was thinking of the Jerry Maguire scene. I was like, that's what I felt like was, you know, when he's like, these fish. Do you remember Jerry Maguire?
Yes.
And he's like, when he flips out, he's like, I'm about to flip out. Like, that's me. My husband had to talk me down today. I was like, I've never snapped. I'm going to snap. I think I'm going to snap. So you guys too come in with this just really just, again, we're not perfect either. Breathe through it, find the positivity, meditate, pray, put on whatever you got, whatever you got that gets you in a good zone. I don't know. What are your secrets, Taryn? Because you get a lot of stuff thrown on your plate. How do you stay so good?
I just have my moment. Sometimes you just have to have a moment to yourself and then just get right back to it. That's what I do.
There you go.
I just have a moment to myself and then release it and it's done.
Yep. Yeah, you're good. I just vent to you. And just vent to you guys. Like, and then I get on the phone. I'm like, hi, everything's great.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I got to get on Zoom and say everything's great, I just send Taryn to do the Zoom. Like, Taryn, I'm going to flip out. Coffee. I've been having lots of tea, iced tea now. You know what I do every day? I heat up iced tea in the morning when it's not hot, and then I put it in the fridge in these cute our little containers that we had for water. I fill them with iced tea every day.
Nice.
I know, it's actually good. I'm always like feeling like I don't have time to do that, but you're boiling water. I'm like, you can do that. And so I'm just like calming tea. Light a scented candle. That's totally Taryn Luke. She loves a good scented candle. You have some on right now?
I have one lit right now.
See? I was like, I bet she has one right now. Uh-huh. Oh my God. Just do whatever just gets you through, you guys, because it's great. Music, exactly. Tons of music. I exercised to 80s music this morning. It was so fun. Like, she's a maniac. Just dance.
Yes.
Oh, here we go. How do you organize yourself to remember your talent you meet? By ethnicity, your opinion on their performance, by agency. Here's the question. How do you organize your talent yourself to remember the talent you meet? How do I organize myself, me and Taryn? By ethnicity, your opinion on their performance. All of the above. I think like a job coming in, we know. I think first thing first, you got to stand out. Once you stand out and we know it, like if you can do really good in a room and you're on that table, we know that if at the last minute they add in someone that has really crazy curly hair, we know who to call really fast. So I think, your performance, I think, is first. Ethnicity, sure. Sometimes we're like, oh, okay, they're looking for this. We go through our Rolodex in our head. And of course, agency kind of seals the deal, right? If we're like, oh yeah, like the other day, a couple months ago, I remember I was running. We had a last minute request for something, and I was like going through my Rolodex of like Danny Hoff, BBR, DDO. Like I was just hit CESD. I was going through all of them in my head. Who do we know of that? Who do we know of that? Oh, here we go. And I was like spitballing them. That's kind of how I feel. What about you, T? What do you do?
I think, like you said, performance-wise, because, I'm in the rooms all the time. And so just like when people come in, they knock it out of the park, I'm like, wow. And then automatically they stand out in my mind. And then personalities too, just how people interact.
Yeah, and how people come in the room with you. Because I think people don't really realize a lot of times who you are. And so I think if you can you have to really treat, we always say this, treat everyone with respect and kindness, because you just never know. Same for us. We do the same thing. Again, we're never lecturing. We're the same. We're guilty of the same stuff. Just, always have a good attitude, because you just never know who you're talking to. And vent to your friends if you have to. If you're annoyed, go in the bathroom, shake it out in the stall if you have to, scream at a pillow, whatever, if you're venting it out. But I think attitude is good. If you come in and you're just like, hey, T, what's going on? You get right to it and you have a good sense of T's like, great, I'm going to remember you. You remember that. You're always like easy to work with. She always knows if you're easy to work with or difficult. If you ask 100 questions, like if you're like, sometimes if like, what's my motivation? Just eat the burger. I don't know what the motivation is for commercially. Sometimes I'm like, there's nothing to it. If you overthink it, I think if you can just get do your thing and get out, I think that's great.
For sure.
Heidi, love your Instagram stories. Thanks, Brendan. Are you noticing most auditions are really family only right now because of COVID? Nope. People are mixing now, right?
Yeah, it changed for sure.
It changed.
I was going to ask you that question too. Are you seeing more that we're filming having people film from home, or is it more on set now? It's more on set, right? Or it's both?
So look, I'm going to see right now. Let's see. So on set, we'll look at our projects. So Walnut's going to be on set. PetSmart's going to be on set. Adobe Acrobat's going to be on set.
Wow.
Madden was VO. United Healthcare was on set. El Pollo Loco was on set. It's all on set. And I'm telling you, they're mixing on PetSmart. They're mixing El Pollo Loco. They were mixing kids at a table. Like it's like, you know, everybody's now back. Thank God the numbers are not rising, decline. Dropping, decline. Not rising. Thank God they're rising. But no, I'm seeing that. The only thing that we see was was at home, Honest Diapers. This one we're doing right now for Snap. A lot of our real people jobs are home, which is interesting.
Yeah.
But we mostly try to put all the actor stuff on our sites that you would see. And they're mixing, you know, that concept of just real families is, I think, not necessary anymore. We're mixing them in for sure, and we always have anyway. So if you have a great dynamic with your family, you should totally say, should I audition with my whole family? But don't feel like you're missing out if you're not doing that. And if you're not ready to be in the worlds, don't feel bad about that. We're not going to hold that against you, and nobody else is. Just be honest and say, I'm not ready to be mixed with anybody. I just want to stay with my real family. No hard feelings. You know, just be honest. I think before you even go in, you can question that. Like, I'm trying to write on all my sets, like, we'll be working on set if you get this, just so people know. But ask it. I think it's okay to ask. Any casting for teens right now? Yes, voting.
Yep.
Anyone in New Orleans? 18 to 25. Anyone in Austin? 18 to 25. Hit me up. Not in Los Angeles. But we have, what else was, Adobe Acrobat was teenagers. Unless you're young teen. You mean like early teen? El Pollo Loco was early teen. And Captain Crunch. So they're there. I'm telling you, it's every age range. So feel good about it. There's a lot of stuff out there for everybody. My beard is white. Mark, I love you, Mark. Hi, Mark. But my hair is brown. Would it be more castable if I dyed my hair white too? You kept writing and I can't see, but I wanted to hear more about Santa Seed. I love it. We have a picture with all of our Santas. Remember that?
Yes.
What do you think about that question, Tara? My beard is white, but my hair is brown. Would it be more castable if I dyed my hair white too?
I mean, I think you should just be natural, but if you want to just try it, you know, it doesn't hurt to try it and see what happens.
Yeah.
I think people that switch up their look, and a lot, they find out that they might have better results, and then they find out that it might not get called in as much. So it just depends, I think.
Yeah, exactly. If you're not going out a lot, maybe try it. Or say in your slate, hey, my name is Mark. I'm willing to dye my hair white or in silver.
There you go.
Because we can envision that, you know, I think as long as you're willing to do it. But I'd say it right in the slate. See what happens. Because we cast a mix of both. We had a job, United Healthcare wanted all white hair. But it was so funny. We didn't book a guy with white hair.
Crazy.
Right? I don't think we did. Let me look at this right now. Hold on. See, it said must have white hair. Let me see here. Guys, this is so fun.
That could potentially change his age range as well.
Let me tell you something. It said must have white hair. Guess what, Mark? That boy did not have white hair. He had little white hair. So you never know. I think just, yeah, like T said, do what you think feels good. If you want to try it, see what's working, that's always great too. That is so funny. The other two guys up for that role that didn't get it had white hair. So it's like, you know, just be you. That's what I say. Be you and you will book.
Most
right?
Yes.
Yeah. I think be you. If I submit myself to do one of your castings online and my agent submitted is that bad? Since we don't always know if our agents... No, Samantha, we don't care about that. You see it double. If you have 100 different agents, we don't like that. because it scares us, and then we will place a spell on you. This is a great wand. Jack tries to get me to eat slugs every day. He's like, eat slugs. And if he's mad at me,
Harry Potter, he loves Harry Potter. No,
they love Harry Potter. And then, or if he's mad at me, he's like, turn mom into nothing. I'm like, ooh.
Oh my gosh.
He goes like this too. You know, he goes like this too now. This is you, thumbs down. You were here. I know he's fresh. And then he'll go, I'm Xing you out.
That is funny. I'm gonna tell somebody that.
Yep, I'm Xing you out. You know how much I like you right now? He says 0%. 0%.
Oh my god. Steal some of his,
I'm not kidding. I'm like, and he says it like that. He goes like, "You're in," and if he's mad, to your thumbs down. You were one. Mike the other day goes, "Mike, Dad, you have one thumb down and one thumbs up."
That is so funny.
Oh God, I love it. It's great being a mom. It's my favorite. Blythe, hey baby, how many submissions did you get for that lively job? Curious how many it was narrowed down to. So fun to have auditions right now. Lively. Great call, you mean? Does she mean great call?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a lot. Let's see. A lot. Great call. We had 1 million. Let me see here. Great call, which Blythe got a call back for. Hasn't booked yet, so don't worry. We got, let me see. I have to count them because there's everywhere. Oh, this is going to be a good one. You ready? Give me a minute. Tell a funny joke, Taryn.
Just put me on the spot. I don't have any jokes. Told you it was a lot. I told you.
You guys, 29,000 submissions.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I'm going to say that again, you guys. Great call. Union job. Basically all ages, right? Now, what was the youngest? It wasn't all ages. It was 20. The youngest was 20. Holy cow, Taryn. 24 to 80. 29,000 submissions.
Mm-hmm. That one was a lot.
Ashlyn, no wonder I didn't get an audition. I love you, Ashlyn. See, that's going to stand up for me.
Yeah.
Wow. So see, when you get one, you got to be like, woo, party. Have a pizza that night. Something to celebrate. That's how I celebrate, guys, in food. Wow. Holy cow, T, you were right. A lot. Oh my gosh. Insane, you guys. That's insanity. 29,000. I'm going to count that up to get you an exact number. That's crazy. Because it's hard to kind of shuffle back and forth between the two, but my goodness. Hold on, I got a couple people asking about a question. T, you got to get some jokes ready. What happens when a cat crosses the road? These are bad jokes. I'm sorry, I'm not a joke person.
Are you gonna tell me what happened?
I don't know. You know, my dad told me 1 million jokes growing up as a kid, and man, I can't remember one.
Me either.
What is that? It's either you can remember.
I'm drawing a blank. I don't remember now one joke right now.
I know. Let me see. I think I remember one, but it's too naughty to say. How do you even narrow that down? Emily's asking. Well, something like that. We work fast, so the faster you can submit, the better. I always tell people get on your submissions fast. We divide and conquer. We've got a really good big team. We've got 4 of us that help prep these jobs, especially when they're that big, right? We all prepped a little bit on that job, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we work as fast as we can. That's a lot. Shoot, I didn't even. That's more than Wells Fargo.
Mm-hmm.
And that was less age range.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
We saw a lot of people for that.
We saw a lot of people. See, like we saw.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at those schedules. We saw. Let's see how many we saw for that, you guys. So that'll make you feel better. How many did we see? 5. Whoa, Taryn, man. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Almost 2,000. Almost 2,000.
Wow.
Woo.
And how many came to the callback? I should know this. Was it 60? Something like that.
100.
No.
100, but some were recall. Some were a second callback. Third call. Yeah, a second callback.
Yeah.
Blight said T is traumatized. Yes. Yes. I have the best team in the whole world. Guys, I have the best team. Man, we are the best team. We're a good team. We're a well-oiled machine. The only thing we miss is going out together. Me and T.
I can't wait.
And Jana, we have ripped up I was going to say the club, but we've never really gone clubbing. One time you took us. But it wasn't really a club. It was a little bit of club. And it was very late. So my memory of that night. Yeah. T sometimes will go out because she... What's that? You can't wait what?
I was going to say, I can't wait to just have like a girls' night in the house. I don't even need to go anywhere.
I know.
We just
hang out. Yeah. And T, you guys, T can party late. So she'll be like, let's go out at 10. I'm like, 10 p.m.? Remember that one? You're like, if you don't want to come, it's okay, but it's starting at 10. And I did. I was like, I could do this.
You did.
Lots of coffee. I had so much coffee at like 9. I was like, dork. I'm a dork. Were there some no-shows Emily wants to know from Great Call that were pending? Yes, there was 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 pending that didn't say if they were going to come or not. So we don't know. We don't follow that a lot. We don't like go back and say, hey, Joey didn't come. Unless it's like I'm looking for something very specific, like someone that can do magic spells. Then I would call and say, they said they were going to do a magic spell, but they didn't show up. So, but if it's like this, clearly so many, we had declines, 50, 60, 70, 80 declines.
I had to call one person, but that's a callback. For a callback, sometimes we have to, make sure that they're there.
You had to call them to do what?
To come in. They weren't coming.
Oh, wow. For a callback? Mm-hmm. A paid one? A second one?
Yep.
What happened? They didn't get the audition?
He just ended up being late, but, we're waiting. Everyone's waiting at that point.
Yeah, because of COVID, too. It's like we're moving fast, and you have to text T, and if you don't, we'll put spells on you. Yeah, crazy, right? Ooh, I still can't get over that 29,000. That's nuts, guys.
That's crazy.
What else, Taryn? No one's given us questions. What else is going on? We're just working really hard. I'm really impressed with everybody. Not just my team, but man, everybody's doing a great job with self-tapes and dialogue and getting things in on time. I see everyone's doing much better with the labeling, correct?
Yeah, for sure. That and people started to write their names in the Zoom like we asked, so we know who's coming in. That's really important too, because otherwise we don't know what's going on. We can't follow the schedule when it just says iPhone or you're on someone else's Zoom. We're like, who is this person? So,
sometimes I'll call Taryn. I'm like, did you see a Joey? And you're like, is Joey iPad? I'm like, oh, it's like how you guys Joey iPad, and then it is Joe. I'm like, I'll call the agent. Is Joey on an iPad? Yes, he's on an iPad. I'm like, Joey has to rename his iPad that doesn't say iPad, because guys, in the waiting room of Zoom it will say iPad. It's like you gotta say your name.
Yes. It's
too hard. We can't just be letting everybody in. Like we gotta make sure you're on the schedule. Like what if you're crazy? Like I don't know something. We can't. We have to be. It's like especially union. You gotta you can't have everybody in the room. It has to be. Sure. What do you recommend going with a smaller, newer agency or a bigger agency with more that has been around? Taryn?
I mean, the smaller agency actually might get you out more because there's less of your type there. So you might do better at a smaller agency starting out, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. And I think the bigger agencies are good too. I think you just have to go with your gut.
Sure.
We all have intuition, and intuition is a real thing. I really firmly believe that. It's like we all have something in us. It's like our gut thing. When you can tap into that, which you and me and Taryn kind of are pretty good with our intuition, and Jana.
Yes.
But tap into that. If you have a really good vibe with someone, don't look at their big or small. Just say, "Oh my God, that was a great vibe. I should go with that." Don't go with the bigger person just because you're like, they're going to make me a star, because they're not. I can tell you, when I was an actor a million years ago, I put up a show, which you all know about. I've told you. And if you don't, I'll tell you quickly again. I put up this show, theater show. I got some great calls right after. I booked commercially with BBR, which is, I love my Laura. She came to the show and right after was like, hey, I want to represent you. It was amazing. But then I had two managers that I was trying to get in with, and I went to both meetings, and I was like, oh, the one manager, she was working out of her house, and I was like, oh, I don't know. She's working out of her house. Meanwhile, now look, we're all working out of our house, right? And then the other girl just promised to make me a star. She was just like, oh, I got this, and it's going to be great. And I went with her, and I should have. In my gut, I knew that woman with the cats working out of her apartment, because she had like 30 cats too. I was like, oh, she's a lot of cats, and she's a cat lady. Hang on, but you know what? I should have. In 2020 hindsight, because I tried after I went with that other lady, I tried to go back and go with the first one, and she never answered me again. And it's funny, I work with her now, but I've never brought it up. Like, don't you remember a million years ago? And I mean, her agency's amazing, and I should have gone with my gut. And I think that's the thing. Go with your gut. Don't worry about how we feel, because that doesn't matter. We work with big, small, medium, brand new people. We're down to calling their people. So don't let that be your deciding factor. Who did you walk out of that room being like, dynamite? I feel good about that person. They share my personality. Like, if you guys saw, I did a thing with Laura Bowman from BBR. We're like sisters. We have the same personality. Of course, it was going to be a good fit. So just go with that. Go with that. And I know that's a hard thing, because you're like, but this person, I know they're a really big agency. And eventually you'll get there. But if that vibe wasn't what that smaller agency had, just go with your gut. Gut.
Yeah.
All the time. How many people auditioned for the Captain Crunch? Look at, everybody wants to know. All right, let's see.
That was a lot too, though. A whole lot.
Not 29, right? Do you think?
No,
it was a whole lot. It was a whole lot. That was a whole lot. Let's see. What was different too is it was families.
I was going to say it's families. So
yeah. So real families that submitted, though, were only under 500. And then everybody else, it was like down to be paired up with a family. 8,000.
8,000? That's it?
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Why was it great calls so many? I don't know. Isn't that interesting? Well, because it's a big range. So this was 30 to 40-year-old parents. But still, that's still, look, I'm like, only 10,000.
Yeah, I'm like, only 8,000?
Only 10,000. Wow. Oh God, that's too funny. But yeah, I think is now a good time to submit to agents, Emily? No, I don't think so. I don't think anybody's seeing anybody right now. No agents are back in the office. None of them. I've had somebody ask if, they would recommend this one agency, and I'm like, they're not seeing anybody. Nobody's really taking new talent. I also don't know if it's the right time to switch. I say, unless you're never getting out, then sure, try to move. If you're never getting out, you should be. There's a lot. All of our friends are working. All my colleagues are working. There's lots of jobs right now, commercially, not theatrically.
Submit yourself too, though. Don't wait. Submit yourself too. Exactly. I think that's going to be like the best way right now, is to just stay on top of it. We're not doing anything else. Mm-hmm. So just submitting yourself all day.
And so, but here goes like, though, look at what happened. Baz Rosenberg says they have a meeting with Chew on Wednesday. So,
Oh.
I mean, hey, I think if you really feel the need to move. But if you've been with your agent and you feel like you've had a good vibe with them and things are just a little off, I don't know that you should move, because at times right now we're just a little off.
Everybody.
But if you're not getting out and stuff, sure, move. If you're never getting anything, again, move and go to a new agency. If you have no representation, Emily, why the heck not? Do it. It's like, try. This is a great time. No commercial auditions since February, Ashlyn says. Ashlyn, you got to move.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think, and it's no hard feelings. I think I told you on my last Zoom, I was so afraid to leave my agency for BBR. I was like so nervous. And it took me my heart was beating, I was sweating, and I called them, and before I could even get the words out, they took me off the site. They could care less. They were like, bye, take her down, move on. No hard feelings. Nobody's going to be mad, unless you're a humongous booker. Of course, they're going to be like, oh, lost that one. But most times they're like, bye, see you later. There's a reason they're not getting you out, because they're not connecting with you. When you say there are lots of jobs now, what percentage of those are union or non-union? At least half and half, if not more. We've had more union than non-union than we've had in a long time.
A real long time, yeah.
A real long time. So lots of jobs out there for everybody. At least half, right? At least. I can just tell you this month what we've had. Hold on. Let's see. From July, right? We'll start July. We've had July. We'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 union since July. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 non-union.
Nice.
And that's not including our real people. So we had Honest, which was union. And we had this one, which is non-union. Who's that? Yes. You're like, I'm breaking this quarantine. I don't care.
No.
I have my friends in the other room. I'm listening to people. Then why haven't I seen you since February? I don't know, Mark. Mark, are you not fitting what we've had? Mark could have gotten in for Great Call. Probably, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. Inbox me and we'll figure out why you're not popping. Are you getting a lot of auditions, Mark? And is it just us that you're like, hey, DB casting, get on the roll here? There has only been a handful of self-tapes in the past 4 months. There should only be a handful of self-tapes in the past 4 months. But it's picking up now. Are they still talking?
He's just like, come on. Sorry.
We can't hear you, by the way. We can't hear them. Yeah. So, yeah. I'm just looking to see if I missed any questions. When did things start to pick up? Captain Crunch? Captain Crunch?
Yep. Right around then, for sure.
Yeah, because I don't know which Chase was. Do you remember that job? What's Chase?
I don't even remember.
That's where it got busy.
Uh-huh.
What was Chase? Now I have to look. What is that job?
Oh, I do remember. That was Neil.
Oh. So, Captain Crunch, mid-July, about a month ago. That's when everything really started to come back into gear. The doors opened on June 12th. We had our first, industry opened back up on June 12th, and we had our first in-person callback on June 12th. So June, July. Is it better for somebody to submit or self-submit? It doesn't matter. I think you can, if you have an agent that's submitting, great, but don't wait for them. They're so busy. They have so much going on. Don't ask them. They're just going to get irritated, I think. Mm-hmm. So if you see a job that you're right for, hit the button twice. Nobody's going to be mad. My colleagues are not mad. I don't think anyone gets mad. So I saw you for Captain Crunch and had a blast in my callback. Yay! Thank you, Talia. That was a fun one. That was Captain Crunch. I mean, that might have been my most fun one, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That was so great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What else, you guys? Any other questions? We love you guys. Oh, here. Can a client change their usage of a spot after you shoot it before it begins to air? Caught me. You caught me, Jermel. It's hot, and I don't know the answer to that question. We try to say, I'll tell you what we try to say. I don't know what I feel like my brain is fried, but I'll answer this as best as I can. We match the breakdown. So if it goes out, it pretty much has to match that breakdown, or you have the option to negotiate. So if anyone says, oh, I want to, and sometimes people will negotiate right at the top. They'll say, I'm going to submit this person, but I'm going to negotiate better terms. And we're down with that, negotiate better terms. So just write it on the submission. But after the spot has shot, I don't think you can. I mean, you just have to, I don't know. That's a really good question.
Yeah.
Is this a union job? Act like Jermel? Is this a union job? Act like Jermel? Act like Jermel. Tell me. Like he's laughing out loud because I'm thinking with my wand. Can you change it? I think, God, I wish I don't know. I don't know because I never deal with that. I think you can. So if it's just union, let's say it's union and it's just social media, of course you can change it. Everyone would love broadcast, right? But probably you're wondering, is it back? Did I ask Jermel if it was union?
Yes.
Did they take something away? Like, did they say like broadcast and then it just turned out to be just social? I think you can. I think you ladies look so good. You're so sweet. I love your keys. My hair, I feel like it's wacky tobacco. Look at this back going on here. But T looks on point. She dressed up. I think you can change it. I don't think you I don't see it happen a lot or hear it happen. Clearly, I've been casting for 13 years, 14 years. But I bet you just have to, I think you try to say what that's going to be. You try to say if it's going to really be only union, social or broadcast or something like that. Because here's the thing, it doesn't have to air. So if it doesn't air, you don't get paid for it. So as you guys know, if you just get the session fee. So it's never promised to anyone. But I think you're supposed to know up front.
Oh, yeah.
It was a national, but now presenting online only. Call the union, Jermel. Call Beth. She is like my go-to. I email her on a daily basis. I owe her like cookies or something. Because everything's always changing. That's why it's so hard. But I would call Beth. Beth at SAG would be able to tell you that question. And then you should fill us in, because sometimes once we let go of the job, we don't know a lot of what happens. Like once it's gone, we don't know if it shoots or if it changes, or we never hear that. That's when you call SAG, Keith says. Exactly. That's a SAG. Call SAG. Call SAG. They know everything. Beth. But yeah, I would think that you could probably change it. You might have to pay a small fine because there's nothing you can do. I mean, if it changes, I think, yeah. A lot of times you shoot it and they don't use it, so you don't get paid. You can get a holding fee though, right, Mark? Don't you get a holding fee to hold it? Okay, because I'm like, eyes, but friends have told me that they've seen it on ABC and stuff. Oh, if they've seen it, then you're supposed to get that usage. So that's illegal. If it's airing and you're not getting that usage, you better call the union. Get off this live session and call the union. So that is a big no-no. If it's posted somewhere, you got to get to pay for it. Look, Mark gets a SAG holding fee twice. That's good. That's happened to me. Keep the receipt. Dang, really?
Wow.
That's insane. Crazy. Calling SAG. Laugh my ass off right now. Goodbye. Love you.
Bye.
Bye. Like, laugh out loud. Get out of here. Look at this. That happened to me, and then they sent me $12K in the mail. I'm going to tell somebody that I was in a commercial. I'm just kidding. I'm in that commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Keep on your stuff, man. Call SAG. That's what union's there for. This is when they like not love it, but this is when they're like they're in it. They like this is their job is to get in and help you guys. So call them immediately. Yeah, do it. Get on that. I love that $12K in the mail. I wish that a casting job would be like, by the way, we forgot to pay you guys this $12K. I love you guys. We love you guys. This has made my week. We've had a
for sure
wacky week, man.
Yes, we have.
But this has been awesome. God, I love you guys. I love this time connecting. Feel free to like hit us up during the week. Oh, Braden, I think you hit me up late last night or the night before about something. I'm sorry I didn't get literally working on this job. It's all the US and we're day in and day out. So it's kind of a wonky one. Are you tentative to call in a talent that is a must join? No, because I know you're going to join. Look at that. Isn't that nice to say? And I mean it. I have a lot of must joins that land on the table. And I know they're going to join. I know they'll do it. So for me, no, I'll call them in. Unless it's for like a social only job, because then I feel like it might not be worth it for you to pay. And I'll ask your agent, is Jonah and Lucy ready to pay if this goes? So yeah. They said they were looking for me. Keith, I love this. You girls are amazing. Thanks, Carolina. Inspired by. Thank you for your time. Do you prefer email or Instagram messages? Right now, Mark, you should email me because Instagram is being taken up by some real people stuff. So it'll get lost in the shuffle, which is what happened to Braden, as I'm calling him out on that. You guys are amazing. I love you guys so much. Taryn loves you. Like, as we make your week, you make our week. So thank you so
love
much.
You guys so much.
Taryn's hair is fire. I'm going to get back in the game next week. I'm going to get a better hairdo. Yes. Give some words, Taryn. Taryn Arnold. You always fill us.
Just keep going. Keep going. Stay focused because it's very hard to get distracted right now. And continue to work on yourself.
I love it. My words. Breathe through the moments. Stay positive and take time to yourself, because as it starts to get busy, hopefully we're going to be working every second of every day, but sometimes you forget to just take moments. Wake up early if you have to, but take some time for yourself to just read, take a shower, just do simple things. Run, exercise, just don't forget about yourself. Self-care is really important. That's how you do better, when you have a better mind.